Hello, welcome to When the Smoke Clears. I am the Recovery Plug. What's happening, man? I hope you guys are doing great. I know my day is going just fine. Today's Friday, another great day to be alive, right? Heck yeah, man. So check this out, man. If you would, please join me in a moment of silence, followed by a serenity prayer for that who still suffers, and for those who are still bound down to that struggle, man, that keeps us from moving forward in our lives, whatever that may be. You know what I mean? So if you would, please, moment of silence. God, grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, wisdom to know the difference. All right. Well, now that we got that squared away, check this out, man. I got something for you guys today. I think you guys might be enjoying this subject. It's one of my favorites. You know what I mean? And I, I know I mention this a lot in my videos that I'm on a spiritual journey, right? And being in a spiritual journey means practicing and learning and researching, you know what I mean, and it's an active lifestyle, you know what I mean. It's not for the lazy people, you know what I'm saying. It's an active lifestyle because you have to engage, you know what I mean. If you want to practice spirituality, excuse me, you're going to have to engage in things, you know what I mean? And you're going to have to get out of the box. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to be truthful, open-minded, and willing to new things. You know what I mean? A lot of us are, we got this hardened mind that we are set in our ways, you know what I mean? And that's just from the repetitious lifestyle that we have, you know what I mean? And we have beliefs and traditions and all that kind of stuff that from when we grew up, and that's us, you know what I mean? That's who we are, and that's okay, you know what I mean? It's okay. But it's also okay to enjoy and find new things and new ways of life, right? You know what I'm saying? And I believe that this is just my personal opinion, you know what I mean? I believe that we're meant to do more than the 9-to-5 gig, you know what I'm saying? I honestly believe that because I believe that, my personal opinion, I believe that our goal is to exit this world the way we came in it. You know what I mean? When you came into this world, you were pure as the air in front of you. You know what I mean? And with the toxicity of how life hits us with all this suffering, we get a body, a vessel of toxicity. You know what I mean? And there's just no way around that, right? But I believe that there are things that the divine energy has left here on this earth for us in the form of practices, in the form of mantras, in the form of wisdom, the form of, Mother Earth. You know what I mean? There's the cycle of life. You know what I'm saying? There are things that are here that they're here because we're supposed to pick them up. We're supposed to use them, and to keep us in this way of helping our fellow person, helping our community in a sense. And the community means your family, means your brother, means your sister, means your mom, your dad, your grandma, your cousins, uncles, and it goes on and on, right? And not only the bloodline, but also the people that you surround yourself with, man. You know what I mean? Because ultimately, your environment has a lot to do with how you live your life. You know what I mean? And there's going to be other, illuminated and non-illuminated individuals in your life, man, throughout your life. And you gotta, be lucky that you are equipped with this weapon of free will that you can pick and choose where you want to connect yourself with. You know what I'm saying? And so what I wanted to share with you guys today is just that. Is the effectiveness of prayer and mantras. And I believe, this is just my personal opinion, I believe that a mantra is a prayer. You know what I mean? I believe that it goes hand in hand. They're both doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because you're asking you're talking, you're sending a message out into the, out into that, so that that divine energy can hear you, can communicate with you, can engage with you, can connect with you, right? And there's some of the ancient, things that I like to study and that I like to research and really am fond and practice some of the stuff that they do is the mantras and the praying, similar. This is kind of like what the Toltecs would do, and I'm gonna, the Toltecs. I'm gonna read you something real quick, just so I can, just so we can kind of, if somebody out there doesn't know what the Toltecs is, it's just this indigenous community, ancient times from Mesoamerica, right? And let me see here, and it goes like this. I'm gonna remove these and replace them with these so we can get some reading done. Okay, and this thing says, aside from eating, sleeping, and the basic activities of survival, there is perhaps no more universal human activity than the act of prayer. In fact, in many cases, it precedes survival activities or occupies a position of equal importance. Here is in this brief paragraph, or in this brief article here, we're going to focus on a way of prayer that is inspired by the Toltecs, a people of the Americas with an awareness and philosophy on par with the Hindus, the Egyptians, and other highly advanced civilizations in the world. And it also says, officially the Toltec is a name given to a group of many tribes who lived in central Mexico around the 10th through the 12th century CE. To be accurate, the Toltecs inherited a huge body of knowledge from many tribes who came before them, and unofficially, their name often refers to all these people over thousands of years who contributed to their knowledge. It is believed that the ancient Toltecs also taught the Maya, and this is why their calendars are so similar. You know what? That paragraph right there is kind of cool because, see the way it talks about the Toltecs weren't just this one certain people. It was a variety, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the community, man. You know what I'm saying? We as human beings were never meant to be in this world to live and to go through these adversities by ourselves. This is what I'm talking about. This is a community thing, man. You got to be engaged in a community to, get that divine energy in you. You know what I mean? Because you already have that divine energy, but what the community does, it energizes it. It sparks it up. It starts it moving. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool, man. Okay, and it goes on to say that the name Toltec means measure, as in the measurement of the universe, because they were so interested in the stars and planets, the orbits of the heavenly bodies, and how these movements influence life on Earth. This caused them to notice and record repeated cycles and to be able to predict events on Earth based on their observations. To better accomplish this, they developed numerous calendars for all aspects of their life, from planning to understanding meaning of birth dates and interpreting dreams. They developed many complex practices to harmonize the cosmos and thus influence their own health, life path, and predictive dreams. These practices included many prayers that petitioned the moon, sun, stars, and the planets in the heavens, the underworlds, and the elements to remove their burdens and help them bring what they needed. Their prayers were often phrased like affirmations and were active practices associated with the intricate mathematics. And so you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and read this other paragraph too, just so you can get a little bit better kind of get in that Toltec mood, right? It says, their long count calendar, the Toltecs were able to track exceptionally long time frames and predict times of stress, times of change, and the kinds of changes expected. They created a system for tracking the changes, the sun cycles, the calculated every 6,625 years. The sun would enter a new phase, and this shift, many events could be predicted. They labeled these sun phases with numbers and predicted that they would be shifting from the fifth sun in the sequence. We are in the sixth sun between 1991 and 2026, with a specific date of December 21st, 2021, as the exact handoff, so to speak. According to the Toltecs, when these shifts take place, there can be many hardships and also opportunities that can be taken advantage of. Knowing this and knowing how to pray for the right results was considered a great advantage over ignorance of these events. And so what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to do two prayers for you, okay? That's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to get myself ready here and do two prayers for you. And after that, we'll kind of, go into another little short summary discussion. And, I'll give you my opinions on what we just did and that sort of thing, okay? Alrighty, so here's the first one. And this is, we're going to do a prayer, which is the hummingbird prayer, and the other one is the beautiful sun prayer. And so here we go. And the reason that we're doing this sound is because the Toltecs believe that chanting the mantras, chanting the prayers with vibration and sound is what makes your chanting and your prayers one with the universe and one with the divine energy, because it's everywhere and it's all about the sound and vibration. So it's more of getting this wave of vibration going and allowing the way you speak with clear, pronunciation and allowing your vibration of your voice to carry on with that sound, okay? So that's the whole purpose of doing this. So here we go. Beautiful hummingbird flying to my left, you are a friend to the flowers and you serve us with your presence in our lives. You fly backward, upside down, straight up, and in every direction. You can do that which no other bird can do. Your feathers reflect the sun. You travel great distances, although you are so physically tiny. But your courage is enormous and your power great. I blow you the breath of my good dreams, my good thoughts, my good feelings, my good actions. I honor you and ask you to teach me and show me the ways of magic, the ways of possibilities. Open the way for me to do that which I thought was impossible for me before, to do which others thought was impossible for me. Through your example, everything is possible. Next, the sun prayer. Beautiful sun of the evening sunset, I call upon you, I call you, I call you, I call you. I offer you all my troubles, all my fears of abandonment, all of my fears of being unable. I give you my illness, I give you my sadness. I give you the hate and polarization in the world. I give you all the war, poverty, and suffering. I give you my hunger. I give you my discouragement. I give you my difficult relationships. I accept you for taking all these offerings from my heart. I ask you to clear my fears completely, all the heavy energies weighing down my heart. And in exchange for my offerings, I ask you to fill me with your power, your light, to fill my coffers, to make my heart glow, to supply me with a huge reserve of energy so that I may be force of good in the world. To be a good healer, to be a good teacher, to be a good nurturer. I suck your light into my body, into my energy fields all around me, filling up all the gaps, all the spaces, all the places of such great potential that I have not used. I am filling up with your light. I am filling up with your radiance. I am filling up with your gold. I continue to suck you in your power through my mouth, drinking in your power, drinking in the gold of your light to fill. And there you go. And there's two, mantras, prayers of the Toltecs, and it's great. You know what I mean? It's amazing to connect yourself to things that our ancestors from way back when were doing, and they knew this. You know what I mean? That to me is just so mind-boggling, is that they knew. You know what I'm saying? How did they know? I have no idea, but they did. You know what I mean? And it's funny because, all this research and scientific and philosophy from today, from now present day, is all coming in and connecting the dots to show that, hey man, all these ancient communities from every which way side of the world knew something. You know what I mean? They were doing something right. And it's just amazing how we're just now really kind of getting this wave, you know what I mean, of believing it. You know what I'm saying? When it was always there. You know what I mean? And it's funny to me because, in current modern day, practices, whether it's spirituality or religion, right? A lot of people talk about being one with this energy. You know what I'm saying? And many people call it different things, right? And that's okay. You know what I mean? That's okay. So long that you're doing it in good faith with trying to connect to this divine energy. You know what I'm saying? I think it's beneficial to take those kind of nuggets from ancient wisdom. You know what I mean? Because I don't believe that the ancient wisdom was something that was put here on this earth just to wither away. You know what I mean? Because we're all interconnected, no matter when, where you're from and who you are and how long you've lived, you're always going to be connected to that divine energy. You know what I mean? And I just believe that if I'm here on this earth today, here breathing today, you know what I mean? How lucky am I? You know what I mean? How lucky are we, right? To be able to just breathe in this thing that we can't even see. And if at any time we can't do that, then we die. You know what I mean? I mean, that to me is a magic trick, right? You would think, because you can't see this thing that's keeping you alive, but it's there. It has power. You know what I mean? To me, I think that is part of the riddle, man, of spirituality and of this divine matrix and how to connect to it. And it could be connected in so many different facets, man. And the way I connect to it is just one practice. You know what I mean? It's just one of the things that you can do, man. And it's great because check this out, man. Like many of you know, I started this channel because I wanted to share messages for those of you who were struggling, like I'm struggling, like I was struggling in my bad days of addiction, my days of dealing with PTSDs, childhood traumatic experiences, depression, anger issues, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, all of those things, man. And that's why I started this channel, so that I could share these messages and these practices that I personally do in my life that has helped me and still are helping me move more and more and keep moving more and more forward in my spiritual journey and in my journey in my connection to this divine power. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's I don't like to pinpoint just one certain way to do it, you know what I mean? Because I've been involved in many things, you know what I mean? And throughout my life, you know, and some of them worked and some of them didn't, you know what I mean? But I know what's working right now, you know what I mean? I know what's working right now in the here and now in this present day. And that's me practicing my spirituality. And how I practice it, I do it in a few different ways, you know what I mean? And this is because I like to, you know, load up what I call my recovery arsenal, you know what I mean? I got a recovery arsenal that's loaded down, man, you know what I'm saying? And I stole that little term from my grandson, man, because he always plays these video games, man, and he always says that not to bother him because he's gonna lose his arsenal because he's loaded, you know what I mean? He says, man, my arsenal is loaded right now. So I took that from you, mijo. I love you, dude. And you know, I got my recovery arsenals loaded right now. You know what I'm saying? And I love that I get to be like the Toltec people and involve myself in a community of many different nationalities and races and wisdoms. You know what I'm saying? And that, I think, is the beauty, because, you know, being illuminated through people who have that energy is just amazing, dude. And it makes you want to be that. You know what I mean? It makes you want to illuminate yourself and let that go. I got chills right now just saying that. You know what I'm saying? It's just but it's cool. You know what I mean? It's just a way of life that I've never experienced. You know what I mean? And it's a way of life that I'm going to continue to do because it's helping me, and it has broken the chains of the addiction. It has broken the chains of me dealing with the, you know, greatly with the PTSDs, the childhood traumatic experiences, and the suicidal thoughts, the depression. It really has helped me in all of those aspects of my life, man. Because, you know, I know that all those things that I suffer from are not gone. You know what I mean? I know that they're there, but, you know, because I let that divine energy take hold, I don't have to carry them my own self. You know what I mean? I know that they're there. I know that they're dormant, and that they could pop up at any time if I allow that to happen. And, you know, if I continue to engage in these beautiful communities that I engage in and practice the spirituality, then the odds of me, you know, of one of those things that are dormant popping back up is going to be pretty slim. You know what I mean? So it's beautiful to see that, you know, I see them. It's like walking on this plexiglass and you can see all your problems and all your adversities are down there. You know what I'm saying? And they're not bothering you. Because you allowed this illumination, this divine energy to take hold and do something for you. You know what I mean? And this is, you know, the mantras and the prayers is one of the things that's one of the things that I've been doing quite a lot. And I recently added some mantras to my recovery arsenal, man. And that's the mantras of the Hare Krishna, man. And you know, I love the Hare Krishna, man, because it gives you this feeling of joy, and this feeling of just acceptance, and this feeling of, hey, you know what? It's gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? And it is, dude. It is, man. And it's great. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I'm just grateful for the people that have came into my life. You know what I mean? Who are practicing other spiritual journeys and those sort of things. And yeah, so I'm just grateful, man. I really am. And I just wanted to share that today. You know what I mean? Hopefully somebody, you know, it encourages somebody. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so it's cool, man. I like it. You know what I mean? And it's just where I'm at right now in my life. And I just wanted to share that today. And you know, let that be the message. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, we're all one and the same, man. So let's get together and let's, you know, have a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and beautiful weekend, man. So I guess that's going to be it for today's video, man. So I guess if you would please join me, man, and please give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, hit that subscribe button. Just know that when you do hit that subscribe button, it don't cost you a thing. It doesn't cost you a thing, but you will be helping out another veteran, another homeless person, another person dealing with PTSDs, childhood traumatic experiences, drug addiction, alcoholism, suicidal thoughts, depression, anger issues, sadness, grief, all of those things, my friends, because I have dealt with all of those things at one point in time in my life. And guess what, man? I know a way out. And my way out could be your way out. So yeah, so until the next time, man, on when the smoke clears, I am the recovery plug.